And I'll turn my mic on. Would someone from council be willing to read the acknowledgement, please? Councillor George.
Yeah. Today, I acknowledge that the town of Bruderheim is located on Treaty 6 territory and the homeland of the Métis Nations of Alberta. The town of Bruderheim honors the first peoples of the land. We recognize that we stand upon land that carries the footsteps of the Cree, Métis, and Blackfoot, among other nations who have been here for thousands of years. Therefore, the town of Bruderheim has an inherited responsibility to foster healthier relationships with First Nations people and further the calls to action as outlined by the Truth and Reconciliation Commission.
Thank you, Councillor George. So we call this meeting to order at 7:01 p.m. Is there any additions, deletions, or changes to the agenda?
Nothing from admin, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Anything from council? Okay, look for a motion to adopt the agenda as presented. Deputy Mayor.
I make a motion that we adopt the agenda as presented.
Thank you for that motion, Deputy Mayor Judy. Any comments, questions, or concerns with that motion? Haven't heard none. Call for a vote. Anyone opposed to the motion? And the motion's carried. So we can move on to delegations and proclamations. We have a proclamation for Seniors Week proclamation. I'll read that now. Whereas we recognize that seniors have made and continue to make many contributions to strengthen our province, our towns, our communities, and our daily lives. And whereas seniors are a vital part of our families, giving generously of their wisdom, experience, and love. And whereas more seniors are independent and active, and by challenging the stereotypes of aging, are leading the way for future seniors. And whereas a more positive attitude toward aging is creating new opportunities for seniors. And whereas seniors hold our history, have valuable memories and stories of where we come from and experiences that help us as we look to the future. And whereas we must honor seniors for their skills, knowledge, experience, and leadership. And whereas it is appropriate that a special week be set aside to celebrate with seniors, therefore I, Carl Huck, Mayor of the town of Bruderheim, hereby proclaim June 6th to 12th as Seniors Week in the town of Bruderheim. And today is 18th of May, 2022, and I'll sign that off. Thanks, Councillor Dana. So just look for a motion to accept the proclamation. Councillor Wayne.
The town council accept the Seniors Week proclamation as presented.
Thank you, Councillor Wayne. Any comments, questions, or concerns with that motion? I just want to say thank you to administration for preparing that and call for a vote. Anyone opposed to the motion? And the motion's carried. So we move on to adopting the minutes. So looking for a motion to adopt the minutes of May 4th. Councillor Dana.
I motion that we adopt the minutes of May 4th, 2022 regular meeting of council.
Thank you, Councillor Dana. Any comments, questions, or concerns with minutes? Everyone's had a chance to read it. Hearing none, a call for a vote. Anyone opposed to the motion? And the motion's carried. So we move on to council priorities and information requests. 7.1, we'll start with Deputy Mayor Judy.
Nothing for me, thanks.
Thank you. Councillor Dana.
Nothing today, thank you.
Councillor Len.
Nothing at this time.
Councillor Wayne.
Nothing at this time.
And Councillor George.
I have two information requests. At our last meeting, we talked briefly about the trail ride for Second Chance Trail Ride. I've had the opportunity to connect with through the Heart and Lung Association transplant team with this group. My wife Nori is also connected with that group now as far as possible funding. My request is that we change our procedures for the use of the rink boards in our arena to establish a area on the boards where we can have nonprofit groups do advertising for humanitarian purposes.
Thank you, Councillor George. I'm not interrupting, but I believe that it'll be discussed in camera. Okay. And do you have anything else, Councillor George?
Yes, I've had 2 or 3 residents ask me what we are doing about the quads and bikes that are operating on our town, in our town parks and recreation areas.
Mr. Mayor, through Councillor Campbell, residents are calling in with concerns about quads and bikes on the right of way. We are referring them to call bylaw services or RCMP in Fort.
Are we getting any responses from these people that are to do our enforcement work?
Absolutely. We're encouraging people, though, to, if they can, get license plates, because most often when the enforcement officers show up, the people are gone, right, that are operating illegally on our roads, so, and parks and trails. So yeah, if at all possible, if you can get a license plate when you see those people, that's the best we can do.
Thank you.
Thank you for the question, Councillor George. Any further? Okay. Any other council information requests? I have one that stems from the CEO CAO meeting that we had with Lamont County municipalities the other day. The ask was that for the next CAO CEO meeting, our respective councils talk about what is our greatest need for our community, that we see an opportunity to partner with our muni neighbors and bring that forward to the next CAO CEO meeting of Lamont County. So I would ask if administration could put that onto an agenda in the near future, I guess, or before the next meeting, and then we could debate that and have a game plan going forward.
Mr. Mayor, if I may, we're going to present the strategic plan from our workshop in public session at the next council meeting. Once that's passed, maybe that would be a great conversation as key results from that plan.
Sure. Thank you very much. And I don't have anything else to bring forward. So we'll go to program requests and start with Councillor George.
Nothing at this time.
Thank you, Councillor George. Councillor Wayne.
Nothing at this time, thanks.
Thanks, Councillor Wayne. Councillor Len.
Nothing at this time.
Thanks, Councillor Len. Councillor Dana.
Just a couple of people have been asking about the slow pitch tournament that we have coming in on September long here in Bruderheim. So just an update on that. Jamie S., I don't know how to pronounce his last name, so sorry, out of Fort Saskatchewan, is the tournament coordinator for NSA. And he's reached out to me to help organize the tournament, scorecards, card dumps, advertising, etc. He has access to share 10 pages on, has access to 10 Facebook pages for NSA. He's doing this all at no charge. So I just wanted to give him a shout out because it's nice to see people like help out to make events successful. So we will definitely have a good feeling about the ball tournament this year. So looking forward to it.
Great. Thanks, Councillor Dana, and thanks for spearheading that. Deputy Mayor Judy.
Nothing at this time.
Thank you. I don't have anything myself, so we can move on to the next item on the agenda, which is request for decisions, bylaw 06/2022 to amend the bylaw and fees and charges.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Administration would like to present the 2022 user fees and charge amendments for council to consider. The town council give first reading to bylaw 06/2022, a bylaw to amend bylaw 13-2021, user fees and charges. History, the town provides a number of services to the residents of Bruderheim in an effort to enhance their quality of life. The fees for these services are established in the user fees and charges bylaw and are updated annually to reflect increase in town costs while still providing a level of service at a fair and reasonable rate to residents. Strategic plan areas, the user fees and charges bylaw ensures that not only the residents of the town, but customers of the town are also contributing to the cost to provide town services. Sustainable and safe infrastructure, continue to develop and plan needs of the community. A healthy, vibrant community, continue to enhance and create new relationships with service groups by offering reduced rates for town services to nonprofits. Open and transparent governance, ensure the community is aware of the fees and charges for services offered by the town. Other impacts, MGA Chapter M26, Section 8, powers under bylaws allow council to pass a bylaw for the establishment and collection of fees for services provided by the town. This past year, administration continued to focus on reviewing our policies, bylaws, and our website. 2022 has seen a significant increase in the operational costs of our facilities. The proposed increases adjust our existing rates to offset a portion of those increases. As well, administration has completed research of the user fees in the region to establish these amended user and fees and charges. The user fees and charges Schedule A was revamped in 2021 to align the charges with the department that they relate to clarify for staff, residents, and potential development. We have been documenting throughout 2021 issues that have arose from the rewrite, and the 2022 amended user fees and charges reflect those identified issues. The amended fees and charges will come into effect upon final reading of the bylaw 13-2021 as amended. Upon final reading, the bylaw will be placed on the town website and advertised on social media accounts. That's everything, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you for that, CEO Pat. So we're looking for a motion from council for that amending of the fees and charges. Councillor Wayne.
The town council give first reading to bylaw 06-2022, a bylaw to amend bylaw 13-2021, user fees and charges.
Thanks, Councillor Wayne. Any comments, questions, or concerns from council with that motion? Councillor George. Sorry, Councillor George, can't hear you.
I see we charge our minor ball league a seasonal fee of $300. We try to encourage youth sports. I don't think we should be charging any rate at all for the use of the ball diamonds for minor ball. It's just something that as it gives our minor sports a place to minor ball leagues a place to eat and as far as upkeep on the ball diamonds, it's nothing more than really cutting the grass, and something we would have to do anyway.
Thanks for that, Councillor George, and Gophers. So the
And
highlighted.
Mr. Mayor,
portion-
Shale as well.
Yes, exactly, yeah. Fences, but I wanted to point out the ones that are highlighted, minor ball league and adult ball league, those were numbers that changed, is that right?
Mr. Mayor, we actually didn't have those before. And when we were viewing the surrounding areas, that is the norm, what they're charging. So we just added it for consideration if a ball league was to start here. Currently, we don't have one, but it's in our regional partners' fees and charges. So we added it.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Wayne.
On adult ball league, how are you going to identify how many teams are playing? Like if it's from out of town or if they could be coming out and playing using our diamonds for $100 a team, would it not just be a flat rate too, just like minor sports? Would that not be easier?
So that would be like a slow pitch league, say started up here in Bruderheim, then it would be $100 per team per season. So the slow pitch league would share how many teams are on and they make it part of their fees when so the slow pitch, I'm referencing slow pitch, sorry, that's what I know. So slow pitch says we have to pay wherever we're playing the ball diamonds fees, and then they add for whatever else they need, balls, diamonds, whatever, or basis, sorry. So yeah, that's just the going rate again, what people are charging in the region. And again, it's for upkeep and enhancements to, if we ever got a ball league, it would be really nice to have like covered bleachers for the teams and things like that, so.
Yeah, I no issue with that. I'm just wondering, would it $100 per team, would it not be easier to have just a flat rate like there is for minor, like a $300 for that league to play? Does that make sense? Or how are you going to tell how many teams are playing, right? I guess that's my question.
Adult leagues always, like, I've been on many slow pitch leagues and I mean, they just report how many teams are playing, but you're right. We could do anything council felt comfortable with doing. Absolutely.
It's just, I just curious about that. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Any other questions from council? I just wanted to make sure that it was clear that, so the way it reads is per team per season. So if there's 24 teams in a league, for example, then each team would be paying $100 to play in Bruderheim?
That's correct. Something like our arena when each team plays there, right? Same thing.
Okay, and when you were mentioning in our region, was that including Lamont or any smaller towns?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions from council? Okay, so we'll take it to a vote. Anyone opposed to the motion? And the motion's carried. Thank you. Good discussion. So we move on to council committee appointments.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Administration would like to assign members of council to the Youth Advisory Committee. The town council reviewed the council committee appointments and appointed council member to the Council Youth Advisory Committee. History, council committee appointments were approved at the organizational meeting of council on October 27, 2021. Council approved bylaw 12, 2021, the Youth Advisory Committee bylaw on December 1st, 2021. Strategic plan areas, a healthy and vibrant community, provide a youth lens on town of Bruderheim policies, programs, or services, community dialogue on what matters and what's important to our youth, promote initiatives to support the well-being of youth in our community, develop and maintain relationships with individuals and organizations on issue and opportunities related to youth, open and transparent governance with administration, council engagement with the youth in the community to identify areas of growth for youth involvement in the community. Legislative and legal, Section 153C of the Municipal Government Act, RCS 2000, Chapter M26. Councillors have the following duties: to participate in council meetings and council committee meetings and meetings of other bodies to which they are appointed by council. And bylaw 12, 2021, Youth Advisory Committee. Council approved bylaw 12, 21 on December 1st, 2021. January to April 2022, administration sent out information to the schools and chatted with youth in the community to promote opportunities for our youth to be on the committee. There's been youth interest in becoming a member of this committee, and we're looking to appoint council members to move the work on this committee forward. The council committee appointments will be updated on the website once approved. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you for that. So we're looking for a motion for this council committee appointments. Deputy Mayor Judy.
I make a motion that town council review the council committee appointments to Bruderheim Minor Sports and Council Youth Advisory Committee.
Thank you for that. Any comments, questions, or concerns with this motion? I have a couple of thoughts. So I just wanted to ask, how many folks are on the committee? Like how many youth is involved?
5 to 9.
Yeah, that's the age range, but like,
No,
oh,
5 members, 5
Okay.
to 9 members
Oh.
from the public, and 1 member of council and 1 alternative member of council.
great. Okay, so group of 5 to 9 kids and 1 adult from council, and then some support from our admin.
Mhm.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, admin would be a non-voting member. Great.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments, questions, or concerns from council? I think this is a really great thing. Deputy Mayor?
Yeah, I was just going to echo that and just say, I think this is a good thing that we have some youth stepping forward and interested to see what they have to say.
Yeah, that would be great if they come out to a council meeting or have a youth council meeting. That'd be neat. So any other thoughts, questions, or concerns from council? If not, I'll take it to a vote. Anyone opposed to the motion? And the motion's carried. So we can move on to 8.3 employee recognition policy.
Mr. Mayor, if you could appoint a council member and an alternate, please.
Oh, okay. I thought there was some thought about shifting around. I didn't hear that mentioned.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, I just wanted to point out to council, there's no longer Bruderheim Minor Sports Association is strictly soccer, which meets for 8 weeks a year. So my thought was perhaps I'll approach BMSA, but perhaps that they could just approach council if they needed something, and perhaps the current people that sit on the Bruderheim Minor Sports could be the Bruderheim Youth Advisory Committee reps.
Okay, or is the council amenable to that? Councilor Dana? Yeah. And then who is the alternate?
Councilor Carter.
Councilor Carter, okay. Do we have to check with her if she's willing to? Okay. So all we can vote on right now is
The primary.
primary, okay. So looking for, do we need another motion or? Okay, so looking for a motion from council to approve Councilor Dana as our rep on the Youth Advisory Committee. Councilor George?
I make a motion that we approve Councillor Dana as the primary rep for the Youth Advisory Committee.
Thank you for that motion, Councillor George. Any comments, questions, or concerns? Just wanted to say thanks to Councillor Dana for stepping up to do that. And if there's no other discussion, we'll take it to a vote. Anyone opposed to the motion? And the motion's carried. So now we can move on to 8.3 employee recognition policy. And I guess at the next council meeting, we'll vote in the backup. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Administration would like to assign members of whoops. To sign to that town council approve the employee recognition policy. Human 057 as amended on May 18, 2022. Council approved the employee recognition policy HUM 057 on January 8, 2014 and amended the policy on September 6, 2017. Strategic areas, healthy and vibrant community recognition of projects that required staff to go above and beyond. A policy that sets guidelines on the responsibilities and limitations of council and administration when recognizing employees for years of service, retirement, resignations, and informal recognition for projects completed. Other impacts, HUM 057, employee recognition policy as approved on September 6, 2017. Changes to the policy include changing the next review date, changing the date when the policy was last approved, changing the title of admin responsibility director of corporate services, added a length of service definition, added a statement to allow for praise and small celebrations in the workplace for the day-to-day actions. The revised employee recognition policy HUM 057 will be shared with staff for implementation once approved by council.
Thank you for that, CAO Pat. So we're looking for a motion for the employee recognition and awards program policy. Councillor Dana.
I motion that 8.3 employee recognition policy, HUM-057.
Thank you for that motion. Any comments, questions, or concerns from council with that motion? Councillor George.
According to the last approved September 6, 2017, the next review date wasn't to be till May 2025. What brought it forward?
Councillor Campbell through Mayor Hoke. We're reviewing all of our policies right now, and a lot of them have the wrong titles of people that are responsible for them. And also the other thing that brought forward on this one was there was never a length of service put in there. So there was just some updates to it.
So it was clarifications that had to be put in place.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
Thanks for the question, Councillor George. And any other comments, questions, or concerns from council? Just wanted to recommend that we acknowledge the efforts by our administration for doing this kind of work and cleaning up this. It's tedious and lots of work, and we very much appreciate it. Thank you. So if there's no other comments or questions, we'll take it to a vote. Anyone opposed to the motion? And the motion's carried. So we can move on to committees and mayor and council committee reports. So looking for a motion to receive the mayor and council committee. Thank you, Councillor Wayne.
The council received mayor and council committee reports as information.
Thanks for that motion. Any comments, questions, or concerns from council with that motion? I just wanted to say that thanks to some folks that were paying attention, we made sure that we hit the CAO CEO meeting here on Monday. I was all set to go watch my grandson play baseball, and then Patty's messaging me, we forgot about the CAO CEO meeting. So we went to Mundare and were part of that meeting. And there was nothing confidential, but there was some very positive news shared by Lamont County. Lamont County has more action happening in the industrial area than prior to COVID happening. And they said that in the next 5 to 10 year span, potentially, remember this is from an economic development person's perspective, there could be as much as $16 billion worth of investment in Lamont County by industry. So something positive to hear about. Of course, there's a caveat that none of that tax money would be seen by anybody until 26 or 27 at the earliest, but it was encouraging to hear some positive news coming from that. And There was also a lot of discussion about the recreation funding policy. There was a recommendation put forward by the CAOs at that meeting, and Lamont County is going to take it back and review, and we'll see what comes back in June, I think, is when that will be reviewed again. And that was the major highlights of that meeting. So just wanted to bring that forward for council to know, because it wasn't on my report. Fortunately, I was able to make the meeting. So is there any other comments, questions, or concerns with the mayor and council committee reports? Okay, not hearing anything. Call for a vote. Anyone opposed to the motion? And the motion's carried. So now we move on to the 9.2 Chief Administrative Officer report. Looking for a motion from council. Deputy Mayor Judy.
I make a motion that town council receive the chief administration officer report as information.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Judy. Any comments, questions, concerns with the CAO report? Deputy Mayor Judy.
So a couple questions. One, I see you're reviewing the garbage contract again. Waste, pardon me. Waste contract. Are they looking at doing anything different with our recyclables? At one time they had labels 4s and 5s and all that. Now with new initiatives happening, are they changing that a little bit for us so it's more friendly?
Sherry, did you want to answer that? You didn't, probably weren't eligible.
We're just working on all of those little bits of information right now in terms of what that's going to look like. They do have a recycle area now, a large one GFL does, that's brand new, that's been opened, and actually in discussion with them, they've kind of indicated that council can actually come and walk through there in September and learn a little bit more about what they have and how they're processing and take a look at their facilities. So I'll be scheduling that once September rolls around. So right now, I don't see any information coming through in terms of something different that they're collecting, but they're working towards changes.
Thank you for that question. I understand that something different is going to be happening for large item pickup.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, we'll be sending that out tomorrow, that instead of the big bin event, we're going back to curbside. So residents will be able to, on June 10th, put items that are too large for pickup on their curb to be collected. So it's good news for residents.
Thank you for that, Councillor Wayne and Councillor George.
Is there a limit to what they can put out, like quantity wise?
No, there isn't. There's size, less than 200 pounds and 6 feet by 2 feet. It'll be on the poster.
That's a big mattress doesn't count.
Anything else, Councillor Wayne?
I do have another question in regards, not to about that, but about something else, if that's a
Yeah, go
refers to
ahead.
a report, yeah.
Yep.
Is there a drawing or anything for the playground at the school of what they're doing? Do you know?
Yeah, I've asked the principal if we could get that. So no, but there is one. I think the parents have all seen it, but we haven't.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Councillor George.
On the topic of our waste management contract, have we looked outside the box as in regards to other companies, what they can offer, their rates in regards to competition? I believe sometimes maybe we may be able to do better.
Mr. Mayor, through Councillor Campbell, so their contract is till next spring, so that's why we're starting conversations right now. And they do have the option for a 3-year extension that we wouldn't do an RFP if we're satisfied with the negotiations. So we're just starting those conversations right now.
So there is room for looking at
Next spring,
alternatives.
yeah. If we decide that we think that we should go out to an RFP, that's exactly what we'll do.
Thank you for that information.
Thanks for the question, Councillor George. Any other comments, questions, or concerns with the CAO report? Just a couple, Deputy Mayor, no? Just a couple inquiries and thoughts. It was great to meet Betty Koziak today. She's the new hire in the town office. Great to see some help for administration. Thank you. And I noticed that the Hot Family car racing for Model Ts is coming. Do we have an approximate date when that might be?
Mayor Hauk to council. I spoke with Matt and they haven't confirmed a date for sure yet. They are still looking at possibly doing it in September, same time as did last year, but that's not confirmed. He needs to find out when all the other races in Alberta is and then figure it from there. But
Okay.
we are discussing it.
Great, thank you. And the last question, I was just wondering how it's progressing with the intermunicipal committee with Strathcona County.
The RFP is drafted and then it is waiting legal and legislative approval.
Okay, thank you. And any other questions from council on the CAO report? Haven't heard none. Call for a vote then. Anyone opposed? And the motion's carried. So now we can move on to correspondence and information items. So we're looking for a motion to accept the correspondence and information items. Councillor Wayne.
The town council accept the listing of correspondence and information items for the period of April 29, 2022 to May 13, 2022 as information.
Thank you, Councillor Wayne. Any comments, questions, or concerns with that motion? Haven't heard none. Call for a vote. Anyone opposed to that motion? And that motion's carried. So now we'd be looking for a motion to go out of the public session. Deputy Mayor Judy,
I make a motion that we go out of public session.
thank you. Any comments, questions, or concerns? Anyone opposed? And the motion's carried.